This one's going to be fun because there's no common language yet established for the customer base of what we're about to talk about. And that's just one of the problems here with the rapid rise of fast streaming channels. Now, for the uninitiated, FAST is the abbreviated name given to free ad-supported television. And it's a sector that is just taking off. Well, actually, it's been out there for a few years and it's been doing quite well, but it's also kind of been hidden in the background. I guess it was kind of predictable that this would be taking off the way that it is, and it flies in the face of the conventional thinking out there right now. It's essentially proving the point of the linear model, which I think is surprising across the board. It seems almost that Variety focuses on this on a quarterly basis, at least as far as their intelligence platform goes, and they essentially release a fresh report on fast and fast growth, well, about every 3 months. And I guess they're doing it for a lot of good reasons, and some of it might be to try to save the linear world. In the media world right now, all of this stuff that we're about to talk about is counterintuitive and a phenomenon that, believe it or not, is incredibly lucrative at the same time. So, it's an enigma. Let's look into why. Here we go. All right, we're going to start here. What's the difference between free ad-supported television and regular linear broadcast television? Very little. It's really just the difference in delivery. Instead of getting it over the air through the cable or satellite, you're getting it through an internet connection of some sort. Outside of that, the programming that you're receiving is often normal linear broadcast fare. While we have talked about this going back a little ways, we've also talked a little bit about diginets, and that's very, very similar. In fact, you're going to find some diginet programming and channels over on fast services. So they're very closely related, if not exactly the same thing at this point. And many of these fast channels are things that people are gravitating towards at about the same rate, if not faster than those diginets. The same programming, the same ads, and a similar structure are what you can expect with many of these fast offerings. You can actually find channels that feature just one program. Imagine a channel dedicated to Gunsmoke, right? Where all you get is 24/7 Gunsmoke episodes. I mean, it wouldn't be that far-fetched, or maybe just a bunch of westerns. And of course, they're all broken up by commercials, and that's incredibly lucrative. Now, these channels are honestly just exploding all over the place. You can find them very easily on Roku, connected set-top boxes, the little plug-in sticks for your TV, and of course on all of the connected TVs out there. And there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of channels. In fact, I know there's thousands of channels. And they are pulling in a giant amount of revenue. And we'll get to that in just a moment off of all of those ads. So if you can't find something on anywhere, you don't have to have the right streaming service, or you don't have the right streaming service to watch some of your old favorite reruns, okay? Well, if you look around on some fast services, some fast service channels, you're going to find something there for you, something that might be exactly what you're looking for that you would have to pay for on some other service. What's even more surprising about all of that is that the vast majority of linear TV providers out there, all the major entertainment networks, except for Disney and Warner for the most part, well, they're very active on these fast spaces and fast offerings. In fact, through Pluto, you can get crime movies, well, free movies in total. You can get Unsolved Mysteries, I think, MTV, other quality channels there as well. With Freevee, one of the fast services. And with free Rise, you can get a lot more. You can even get a Fox Sports fast channel out there. I'm blown away by what's out in the world. As of right now, there are actually 20 fast services offering fast channels, and probably even more than that. And they're offering just an array of the right content, and the advertisers are just flocking to throw money at these locked-in viewers. It's kind of a no-brainer, as just like with a linear broadcast, over-the-air signal, the viewer's actually stuck with those commercial breaks. You can't speed through them with like a DVR. And when I say that the channels are popping up everywhere, well, I'm not being hyperbolic, because from January to October of just this year, 900 channels were added at least. It's probably over 1,000. So let's talk some major brand name channels just for fun. A&E Networks. They have 14 channels across various fast networks alike, and that would include Freevee and Roku. In fact, a lot of these are offered across a lot of those different fast services. The Allen Media Group, they have 39 channels spread out across the fast services. Amazon is actually capitalizing on 4 specific channels, and one of the most prominent, that is probably one of the most viewed, is a channel that just features Bosch. AMC operates 14 channels across major services as well. And we can go on and on and on and on. There's no dearth of these offerings from the major media companies. There's also a seemingly endless way to get fast services. And you're like, okay, I'm going to say, well, most of us have decent televisions, and the TV brand set-top boxes are the primary way people are getting to these. But you can actually get them through apps on your phone and tablet as well. The most important thing to note here, actually, and to keep pushing back on the idea that linear television is dead, is that there is a giant chunk of money being made off of these things. Just a huge volume. Just in 2021, the estimated fast revenue was $2.6 billion in advertisement. That's insane. And a year later, the year we're in right now, 2022, estimated revenue by the end of this year will be $3.9 billion. And it's projected to grow continually. Over the course of the next 3 years, revenue will increase by $800 million per year going through 2025. Massive growth. Viewership's growing at the same time, and it's creating more reliable viewers based on all of the data that's recently been collected. This is something that the major streaming services can't claim themselves. In fact, I have told you before, a lot of these streaming companies are lucky if they get people to watch more than one show on their streaming service. Now, that's great for them as far as their cost of delivery, but at the same time, it also means that a lot of the content that they're developing, well, it was a waste. They spent money that they didn't need to spend. You also have an increase in just the fast viewing viewership that is amounted to an increase of 121% in total hours viewed. That's insane. That's only year over year. That doesn't take into account the last 3 or 4 years, and doesn't take into account what we're likely to expect in the next 3. Now, the biggest selling feature to any customer when they're asked is the fact that this is all free. They're not paying for any of this stuff. In fact, it's overwhelming. 70% of these people are thrilled to get something for free. It's not really for free. They have to sacrifice some time to commercials, but it's pretty free. And the data here is just going to keep piling up, because it's across the board how good this is for media and for you and I. It's all pointing in a direction that is just very contrary to what the industry wants to hear. They want to hear about all these big pay services getting directly paid for their stuff rather than relying on advertisement revenue. But hey, still money. You should be jumping up and down. It's also something that you, as a consumer, a viewer of this channel, you're not going to hear in the mainstream. You're only going to hear it from somebody like me. And this is one of the many reasons why I always encourage everybody to support independent creators, because they're invested in giving you a lot of stories and the best information they can possibly gather that oftentimes isn't available in the mainstream. Or if it is, it's not available very broadly. It's kind of stuck in a little niche or a recess somewhere. Of course, oftentimes with the independent creators, you're going to get a kind of a nice blend of analysis and opinion. And of course, your support will help the creators grow, giving them the opportunity to cover more stuff and bringing more of us to the forefront so we can reach even more people. So that kind of support is absolutely needed. But to return to this particular conversation, I want to wrap up by asking you the same kinds of questions I always do. What do you think? Do you think that you'll investigate some of these fast services like Pluto TV, Freevee, and others? Are you already using fast services in your home? A lot of you probably are already doing it. You probably already use Roku channel or something like that. And of course, is this the first time that you've heard about any of these options? A lot of times I do a video like this, like I did on Diginets a few months back, and people are like, what the heck are you talking about? They go out and research, and they're like, thank you. Well, hey, it's part of the gig here, and I appreciate it. But I'm just curious what you think. Answer any of those questions. Feel free to answer them down below in the comments section. Hopefully we can have a conversation there. I hope you learned something. I hope you're excited about it. I hope not spending money on something is intriguing. I know it's intriguing to me as things get more and more difficult financially. But yeah, your opinion is greatly appreciated. And with that, I'm going to end the video the same way I always do. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.